I want to share something very special with you, something that the Virgin Mary taught us throughout her life. Knowing Mary was an indescribable privilege. Her teachings were always filled with wisdom, compassion, and a deep love for humanity. She showed us, through her example, how to live in harmony and peace, always striving for the common good and love for others. Mary always said that truth and love are the most powerful forces in the universe. She believed that regardless of the difficulties and challenges we face, we must always keep faith and hope in our hearts. It was with this strength that she could inspire everyone around her, radiating a light that touched each of us deeply. There was one particular event that Mary predicted which left us all perplexed. Something that, according to her, would shake the world in an unexpected way. This event would directly impact 6 countries, bringing with it a wave of changes that no one could foresee. She warned us that this event would bring both challenges and opportunities for humanity. Mary never revealed specific details about this event, keeping it secret, but she always encouraged us to be prepared, not just physically, but spiritually. She told us to strengthen our family bonds, our communities, and above all, our faith. She believed that together, we could overcome any adversity as long as we were united and guided by love and compassion. She shared the importance of living a simple and grateful life. She taught us to value the little things in daily life, to be generous, and to take care of each other. To Mary, each person had a unique and essential role in God's great plan, and we were all called to contribute our own light for the greater good. The impact of this mysterious event would be felt in many aspects of daily life. Mary spoke about the importance of resilience and the ability to adapt, encouraging us to see every challenge as an opportunity to grow and strengthen ourselves. She believed that faith and prayer were powerful tools to guide us in times of uncertainty. She constantly reminded us that no matter what happens, we should never lose hope. God's love and divine protection would always be with us, guiding and sustaining us in the most difficult moments. It was this certainty that gave us the courage to face the unknown with serenity and confidence. Mary taught us that true strength does not come from the absence of problems, but from the ability to face them with courage and love. Her wisdom showed us that even in the face of the greatest adversities, there is always a path of light and hope. Mary frequently spoke about the importance of humility. She believed that humility was the key to drawing closer to God and to our fellow human beings. In a world full of pride and selfishness, she reminded us that true greatness lies in serving others with a pure and selfless heart. Mary was the first to put the needs of others before her own, showing us that by helping others, we find our true vocation and purpose. She also taught us about the power of forgiveness. In her words, forgiveness is one of the most sublime forms of love. Forgiving is not about forgetting or justifying wrongdoings, but about freeing our hearts from hurt and resentment, allowing God's peace to reign in our lives. Mary encouraged us to forgive ourselves and others, reminding us that we are all imperfect and that everyone deserves a second chance. In difficult times, Mary taught us the importance of prayer. She said that prayer was our direct dialogue with God, a way to strengthen our faith and find comfort and guidance. Mary showed us that through prayer we can find inner peace and the strength needed to face any challenge. She herself spent long hours in prayer, interceding for us and asking for divine protection for all her children. One of the most profound lessons Mary taught us was about the importance of faith. Faith, she said, is the light that guides us through darkness, the anchor that keeps us steady in life's storms. She encouraged us to trust completely in God, even when everything around us seemed uncertain. Mary believed that with faith, nothing is impossible, and that God always has a plan for each of us, even if we cannot fully understand it at the moment. She also spoke to us about the importance of community and unity. To Mary, family and community were fundamental pillars of society. She encouraged us to support one another, to share our joys and sorrows, and to build relationships based on love and mutual respect. Mary believed that by uniting in a spirit of solidarity and compassion, we could face any adversity and build a more just and loving world. I still clearly remember a story that Mary told us. It was about a small village facing a great crisis. The villagers were desperate, not knowing what to do. Mary, with her wisdom and love, gathered everyone and encouraged them to unite in prayer and action. She guided them to work together, share their resources, and care for each other. Over time, the village overcame the crisis and became stronger and more united than ever. This story taught us that with faith, love, and unity, we can overcome any challenge. Mary also constantly reminded us of the importance of caring for God's creation. She had a deep respect for nature and taught us to see the beauty and divine presence in all things. Mary encouraged us to be good stewards of the world around us, to care for the environment, and to treat all creatures with respect and love. She believed that by caring for creation, we were honoring God and showing our gratitude for all His blessings. Her teachings showed us that true happiness does not lie in material possessions, but in love, faith, and the relationships we build with others. She taught us to value what truly matters in life: our family, our friends, and our faith in God. Mary believed that by living according to these principles, we could find lasting peace and joy, regardless of external circumstances. Finally, Mary taught us to have hope. She knew that life can be full of challenges and trials, but she always reminded us that with hope, we can find the strength to continue. Mary showed us that even in the most difficult moments, there is always light at the end of the tunnel, and that God never abandons us. Her own life was a testament to this hope, a proof that with faith and love, we can overcome any obstacle. Mary always spoke to us about the importance of courage. She said that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act even when we are afraid. Mary encouraged us to face our fears with faith, to trust that God will give us the strength necessary to overcome any adversity. She believed that with courage and determination, we could achieve great things and transform our lives and communities. She also highlighted the importance of patience. In a world that often seeks immediate results, Mary reminded us that some of the most valuable things in life take time to manifest. She taught us to be patient with ourselves and with others, understanding that growth and healing are processes that cannot be rushed. With patience and perseverance, Mary believed that we could achieve our goals and find true inner peace. One of the most powerful lessons from Mary was about compassion. She taught us to be compassionate towards everyone, regardless of their circumstances. Mary believed that compassion was the foundation of all virtues, and that by practicing it we were following in the footsteps of Jesus. She encouraged us to look beyond appearances, to see the common humanity we share with each person, and to offer help and support whenever possible. Mary also showed us the importance of gratitude. She taught us to be grateful for all the blessings, big and small, that we receive daily. Gratitude, she said, opens our hearts and allows us to see the abundance that surrounds us, even in times of difficulty. Mary believed that by cultivating a spirit of gratitude, we attract more good things into our lives and draw closer to God. In her teachings, Mary emphasized the importance of justice. She reminded us that we all have a responsibility to strive for a more just and equitable world. Mary believed that justice was not just an abstract concept, but something that must be lived and practiced daily. She encouraged us to defend the oppressed, speak out against injustices, and actively work to create a society where everyone can thrive. An essential aspect that Mary always addressed was the value of simplicity. She taught us that true happiness does not lie in material possessions, but in the simplicity of life and the richness of human relationships. Mary lived simply, always focused on what truly mattered: love, faith, and the connection with God and others. She believed that by simplifying our lives, we could find greater peace and a deeper connection with the divine. Mary also spoke to us about the importance of mercy. She believed that being merciful was one of the most powerful ways to show God's love to others. Mary encouraged us to forgive the faults of others, to show compassion to those who suffer, and to offer help without expecting anything in return. For her, mercy was a tangible expression of divine love, something we should all practice in our daily lives. She shared with us the importance of silence and contemplation. Mary believed that amidst the noise and agitation of the world, finding moments of silence to reflect and pray was crucial for our spiritual health. She encouraged us to seek these moments of quiet, to connect with our inner selves, and to listen to God's voice in our hearts. In times of despair and uncertainty, Mary reminded us of the importance of hope. She taught us that hope is the flame that keeps our faith alive, even in the most difficult circumstances. Mary believed that with hope, we can find the strength to continue, the courage to face challenges, and the faith to believe that better days will come. Her teachings on love were profound and transformative. Mary taught us that true love is unconditional, that it should be given freely and without expectations. She believed that love was the most powerful force in the universe, capable of healing wounds, uniting hearts, and transforming lives. Mary encouraged us to love everyone, even those who have hurt us. For love, she said, is the essence of God within us. As we continue to reflect on these lessons, we are called to incorporate these teachings into our own lives. May we be beacons of love, hope, and compassion, following the example of the Virgin Mary. May her words and example inspire us to live with more faith, more courage, and more love. She frequently reminded us of the importance of being attentive to God's signs around us. Mary believed that God speaks to us in many ways, whether through nature, the circumstances of life, or world events. She encouraged us to be in tune with the divine will, to seek guidance through prayer and meditation, and to act according to the wisdom granted to us. Although Mary did not reveal specific events that would shake the world, her message of spiritual preparation and vigilance resonates deeply in times of uncertainty. She taught us that true security comes from our faith in God and our willingness to live according to His teachings. Mary prepared us to face any challenge with courage and serenity, trusting in the divine protection that guides us at all times. If we look at the prophecies that span religious and spiritual traditions, we often find similar themes of transformation, spiritual renewal, and the promise of a more just and compassionate world. Mary would encourage us to interpret these prophecies not just as future events, but as calls for inner and collective transformation. She believed in humanity's ability to change and evolve for the better, guided by divine love and wisdom. In moments of crisis and change, Mary would invite us to keep hope alive, to trust in God's providence, and to seek unity among us. She would remind us that even in the darkest times there is always a light shining on the horizon, a promise of new beginnings and opportunities to grow in faith and love. Whatever event may shake the world, Mary's message remains clear and relevant. We must be spiritually prepared, strengthened by love and faith, ready to face challenges with courage and compassion. May we continue to honor her legacy by living according to her teachings, always seeking truth, justice, and love in all our actions. Mary taught us about the importance of inner peace. She believed that true peace begins within each of us, in accepting who we are and forgiving our own faults. Mary encouraged us to cultivate a state of tranquility and serenity, even amidst life's storms. She was a living example of how inner peace can radiate to the world around us, creating an environment of harmony and love. She also spoke to us about the deep understanding of God's love. Mary experienced this love uniquely and profoundly as the mother of Jesus Christ. She taught us that divine love is infinite and unconditional, and that we are all loved more than we can imagine. Mary invited us to open our hearts to receive this love and share it with others, building relationships based on respect, kindness, and compassion. In moments of adversity, Mary taught us about the importance of resilient faith. She herself faced incredible challenges, from the miraculous birth of Jesus to her son's crucifixion and resurrection. Mary showed us that even in the darkest moments, faith in God can sustain and strengthen us. She was a beacon of hope for everyone around her, reminding us that true faith is a daily choice to trust in divine will, regardless of circumstances. Another central aspect of Mary's teachings was her emphasis on the importance of family and community. She deeply valued family and community bonds, seeing them as sources of support, comfort, and spiritual growth. Mary encouraged us to care for one another as members of a large global family, to share our joys and sorrows, and to extend a helping hand whenever necessary. She also spoke to us about the need to seek truth and wisdom. Mary valued education and knowledge as essential tools for personal and spiritual growth. She encouraged us to explore the depths of faith and seek to understand God's mysteries with humility and reverence. Mary believed that knowledge enriches our understanding of the world and empowers us to live more consciously and responsibly. Mary also reminded us of the importance of justice and solidarity. She was a tireless advocate for the oppressed and marginalized, using her voice to speak for those who had none. Mary taught us that we all have a moral duty to fight against injustice and work to build a more just and equitable world for all. She challenged us to act with courage and determination in the face of injustice, inspiring us to be agents of positive change in our communities and societies. In her final teachings, Mary left us with the promise of eternal life. She believed that our journey on earth is just part of a larger story that continues beyond earthly life. Mary encouraged us to live with hope and confidence in God's divine promise of a future of eternal peace and happiness. She reminded us that through our choices and actions, we can build a legacy of love and kindness that will endure beyond our lives. As we reflect on these teachings, we are challenged to live according to the principles of love, faith, hope, peace, and justice that Mary taught us. May we be inspired by her example of life and guided by her wisdom at all times. May we continue to honor her legacy through our words and actions, spreading light and love wherever we go. May Mary's message continue to resonate in our hearts, reminding us of the transformative power of God's love and the importance of living a life of purpose and meaning. May we strive to be true disciples of Mary, following her example of humility, service, and compassion in everything we do. Mary taught us about the importance of humility and simplicity. She lived a life of modesty and service, even as the mother of the Son of God. Mary showed us that true greatness lies not in status or material wealth, but in how we serve others and live our lives with love and compassion. She was a living example of how humility can open doors to genuine relationships and a deeper connection with God and others. Another central aspect of her teachings was the importance of selfless service. Mary showed us that true love is expressed through concrete acts of service to those in need. She not only spoke about loving one's neighbor, but also lived it in her daily life, caring for the sick, comforting the afflicted, and offering support to those in need. Mary taught us that each of us has the capacity and responsibility to make a difference in the lives of others, regardless of our personal circumstances. She also spoke to us about the importance of perseverance in faith. Mary faced countless trials throughout her life, from Jesus' birth to her painful experience at the crucifixion. She taught us that faith is not just an intellectual conviction, but a daily choice to trust in God, even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. Mary encouraged us to persevere in prayer and divine trust, knowing that God is always by our side, strengthening us in times of difficulty. In moments of pain and suffering, Mary showed us the transformative power of forgiveness. She forgave those who crucified her Son and taught us that forgiveness is an act of personal liberation that allows us to find inner peace and heal broken relationships. Mary encouraged us to follow Jesus' example, who taught us to forgive not just 7 times but 70 times 7. Mary also spoke to us about the importance of living in the present. She lived each moment with a fullness of heart, finding beauty and meaning in the small things in life. Mary taught us to appreciate the gift of life and to live with gratitude for all the blessings we receive. She encouraged us not to worry about the future, but to trust in God's providence and to live each day with purpose and joy. She also taught us about the importance of purity of heart. Mary was known for her purity and integrity, living a life of holiness and righteousness. She showed us that purity is not just about physical chastity, but also about the purity of intentions, thoughts, and words. Mary encouraged us to seek holiness in all areas of our lives, allowing our actions and motivations to reflect the light of Christ to the world around us. In her final teachings, Mary left us with unwavering hope in God's promise of a future of eternal peace and joy. She reminded us that our earthly life is just part of a larger journey towards eternal communion with God. Mary encouraged us to live with hope and confidence in divine goodness, knowing that one day we will be reunited with our loved ones in the kingdom of heaven. As we reflect on these teachings, we are challenged to live according to the values of love, faith, hope, forgiveness, and service that Mary taught us. May we continue to honor her legacy through our words and actions, being living witnesses of God's love for all his children. May we strive to be true disciples of Mary, following her example of humility, service, and unconditional love in everything we do. May her light continue to guide our way, inspiring us to live with a generous heart and compassion for others. May we be instruments of peace and reconciliation in a world that so desperately needs love and hope. And as we live according to Mary's teachings, may we transform our lives and the lives of those around us, building a future of harmony and solidarity for all.